You see, I'm never really interested in exhibition of my artwork or my architecture. And all my friends always say, I should let people know me more about the art or architecture. And in artwork, I do those start late, but I already have several exhibitions. But in architecture, though I produce more work during my lifetime than artwork, but I never have an exhibition because only I can find there's some meaning in my work, a meaning of the exhibition, and I don't want to have the exhibition. And it has been going on for another already 5-6 years. My friends always press me to show my work. And I think just show my work is meaningless to me, at least. And finally, I decided to have an informal show at the Anchor. And what I show is 2 projects, not all my so-called architectural work. And the first one is about my final project at Princeton in 1964, and under the direction of Professor Labato. And I think that though it's a very, very old student's work, but I think still can be showing this can be enlightenment even today to the younger generation. Because in that project, I'm not emphasized on so-called design. Though actually my design work of that project is better received than the idea behind the project. But actually there's a gap between my way of thinking and the people who review the design. But Professor Labato always said, encouraging to say, don't worry about what the people think about your concept. As long as your concept is clear, is true to you, and I think that's more important. In that project, actually is a question about the urban renewal and urban design about that time. That's why I use a title called Social Consciousness and Architecture. See? And more or less emphasize on the conscience, how the conscience of an architect can affect the design rather than design itself. And this approach, I think, the generation should take it, rather than look at, I want to do a great building. And the second part, actually, is 2 houses I design and build in the mid-70s. So it's also a very old project. And why I don't show more recent work rather than very, very old project. First, that 2 houses I show, even today, still is very, very so-called new. I mean, in the design itself, it's still very, very fresh. and I'm start to rekindle my interest into houses because one young architect I met in Bali, but later on, just 2 years later, he died of cancer. But at that time, it just met and see my work. And he said, well, your work is very, very avant-garde. But why people in Taiwan do not know you, much advanced in thinking and in appearance. I mean, I said, I'm never really that much interested to show my work to anyone. Then after he said that, and I looked at my work, and I found out, I realized my work actually is more than what's shown on the appearance. And I don't know how to exactly describe the whole thing, but I was born in China. During my young age, I visited all these gardens in China. No, in Suzhou, you see. And in the beginning or end of the 70s or 80s, I started to interested in the Jiangnan gardens. And suddenly I realized my architecture work, though is designed before my interest in Chinese garden, but actually have the essence, special character of those gardens. And because in my building reflect the spirit of a Chinese garden, not really put the cosmetic appearance of the so-called now popular Chinese character, because I don't use any Chinese architecture elements, but it does contain the essence of the Chinese, the Chineseness of the Chinese, because I draw the conclusion, the true spirit of the Chinese architecture, especially the Jiangnan gardens, is time without the limit of time, space without the limit of the space. Because that's the 中国文人的 Chinese scholar's character. So the appearance have nothing to do with Chinese architecture or this thing. But in essence, I think my work is more Chinese than other cosmetic Chinese art. The architecture has the cosmetic Chinese appearance.